Episode 145, The Creator Show. What does it really take to create online content and to create the life you want? And you are listening to episode number 145 of Mike Murphy Unplugged. Learn, create, move forward. I am your host, Mike Murphy. I'm a one-man band. I'm a technology junkie, and I love helping people figure things out, and I am really excited to be here with you today. The goal of Mike Murphy Unplugged, it is to help you learn what you need to know in order to create online content so you can move forward in business and in life. In this episode 145, what does it take to make it as a content creator? What does it take to succeed in business today? And what does it take to create the life you want? The easy answer to all three of those questions is hard work, consistency, persistence, and patience. But I'm going to go a little deeper on what it really takes to master your craft and make a living doing what you love. First, the definition of patience. The capacity to accept or tolerate delay, trouble, or suffering without getting angry or upset. One more time, the definition of patience. The capacity to accept or tolerate delay, trouble, or suffering without getting angry or upset. This episode 145, this is a motivational episode, but it might also be a harsh reality check and a bit of a warning call for those looking to build a personal brand or online business. A tough love episode. This episode is to force you to take a step back, look in the mirror, and do a real gut check, and to really determine if you are doing all you can to succeed, and to stop making excuses if you're not. Content creation is no longer an option or choice for brands and businesses who want to be relevant online today and in the future. It is a requirement. Yet, so many businesses and people I talk to are still hanging on to an old tried and true methods of marketing and doing things that they have always done. It's noisy. You have to work to get the attention of your target audience, and you have to learn what and how they consume content. Currently, it's on their phones primarily, and tomorrow, who knows? But you have to try and stay on top of it, or you are going to be left behind. And I think the main reason that many are hanging on is because change is tough. And what's even tougher is the effort and the time that it takes to learn the new skills to create content. Not understanding social media or how to podcast or how to make videos are just excuses. And unless you take action and adapt and evolve, it's just a matter of time before it's game over. Take small steps, but take them and be ready to shift and pivot as things change. You have to move quickly. Do an audit of your online presence. Is your website fully functional on a mobile phone? When was the last time you updated your website or added new content to your social media channels? Are you giving people a reason to want to do business with you? This episode 145 is not to be mean or to scare you. It's just to remind you there is no easy button and there is no shortcut for creating content and making it online today, but you have to do all you can. All right, the backstory. This episode was inspired by a video I made this week titled, Why It Takes 3 Hours to Make a 30-Second Video. Based on the feedback and the reactions, I think it may have hit home for some. For those who did not see the video, I will leave a link in the show notes at mikemurphy.co/EP145. The video was short and silly and more or less a blooper reel of me screwing up the introduction to the video I was working on. Hi, this is Mike Murphy. Hi, this is Mike Murphy. I said it over and over again. Groundhog Day-ish. The moral of the story was things are not always what they seem, and hard work is required to be great at your craft and to create the life you want. Make no mistake about it. Content creation, working for yourself, it is not easy. Did you think it would be? It takes time, and most of all, it takes hard work and patience. It is not easy for anyone. Those who make it look easy, they're called pros, and they went through exactly the same struggle, only they stuck with it and have been doing it for longer. That's it. But you have to put in that grueling, thankless work. Every article you read on blogs or Medium or LinkedIn, every podcast episode, every video you watch on YouTube, every story on Instagram, every piece of content, period. We see the finished products. We do not see the years of taking classes and tutorials, practicing, hashing out ideas, the research time and the writing time and the prep time, the setting up of gear, cameras, lights, audio equipment, the 20 takes that it took to do their intro, and their reshoots, and the bad lighting and flickering and the audio problems that made them have to redo things. And all for a 30-second video that you're going to get some mean comments. You're going to get a few double taps, maybe a couple thumbs up if you're lucky. Then it's on to the next piece of content. Creating content is hard. In fact, it can be a real pain in the butt. And nobody sees the grind. They only see that 30-second video or listen to that 15-minute podcast or read your 600-word article that took you 8 hours to write. And when someone has a lot of success or makes a lot of money vlogging or podcasting or blogging, people often think they got lucky. Or what are they complaining about? They get paid a ton of money for having fun all day. We know what it takes. Why do people quit? The average podcaster, they say pod fades or quits before the 7th episode. Most daily vlogs that you hear about, they don't make it a week. The reason most individuals or brands and businesses quit vlogging, podcasting, blogging, insert any other craft here, is that it's really hard and takes a lot of time and practice and dedication to master. The other reason people quit is self-doubt, caused by your friends and family and significant others. You get embarrassed, maybe that it's taking so long, or maybe they even get on your case and say, hey, maybe it's time that you kind of gave up on this dream and get a real job. Then you start looking at the pros and wonder why, what is wrong with you? If they can do it, why can't you? This is self-doubt, and it's the worst. The point of this episode, there is nothing wrong with you. If you believe in your path and your journey, do not let it get in your head, but keep working at it. Keep going. Nobody has a clue how hard it really is except those who are successful. You are not going to win or succeed if you do not play. That is a guarantee. So, this is when you look in the mirror. Do you really want it? And are you working as hard as required? I have patience. I'm also stubborn. The definition of stubborn: having or showing persistent determination not to change one's attitude or position on something. Persistent determination and patience. You have to block out the negativity and do your thing if you genuinely believe in what you're doing. Be relentless. To illustrate some of these points today, let's look at the time it takes me to create content. I'm not patting myself on the back or tooting my own horn, but I consider myself to be an above average technical and creative skill set because of how much I learn and practice, not because I'm smart. I'm a nerd when it comes to the tools and the tech behind creating content, and I've been doing it for a long time. I live and breathe tech and design and audio and video and photography and graphics. I've been studying and practicing the entire Adobe suite on a daily basis for over 10 years straight. I am proficient and fast at using all the tools. I have been relentless at getting better at all of the stuff because I genuinely love it and I really want to be as good as I can be. And the reason I tell you this, because I can create content with my eyes closed. The tech doesn't intimidate me one bit. In fact, it's quite the opposite. Yet it devours my time and energy. Let me get specific. This podcast, the episodes are 15 minutes long, yet some episodes take me the entire day to write the script, the recording, editing, and all the other stuff that goes along with the podcast. Really easy for me to do. I am fast, but it still takes me a few hours when all is said and done. The promo video that I make every single week in After Effects takes me no less than 2 to 4 hours. The social media posting and Medium article I write for each episode adds another couple of hours. One 15-minute episode realistically takes me somewhere between 15 and 20 hours if I'm adding up all of the minutes. My daily quick tips, they are under 2 minutes long, and I make them really quickly usually. But they still might take me 4 hours from start to finish. Some days are smooth, other days my computer isn't working well, or ScreenFlow and Camtasia are buggy and crashing, or any number of issues that can take a 2-minute video and make it 8 hours to finish. Every morning I wake up and I post videos and articles on various social media sites and YouTube. That takes another hour. I create daily content on Instagram, which is the easiest thing for me to create because I do it all day. It's very loose and casual, but I still put a lot of time and effort into it and use my creative juices. I have created content every single day in some form or fashion since September 25th, 2015, the day I launched this podcast. That is 990 days ago, if anyone is counting. I created over 365 videos in a row last year. I learn and watch tutorials every single day about tech, creativity, and have done so for about 10 years straight. It's still not easy for me. Why do I do this? Because I am in this for the long haul. I do not want to be an average creator, an average online educator. I want to be at the top of my game, and I want to be successful, which means I can make a living doing what I love from anywhere in the world. My version of success is complete lifestyle and financial freedom to do what I want on my terms. It's taking longer than I originally hoped for, but I am confident in my trajectory and I am patient and persistent. The truth about content creation and creating the life you want, it's a grind. It's relentless. It's not always fun. It can really suck. And no matter who you are, it takes time and patience. I help people figure things out, and a lot of people are looking for the easy button. They want me to tell them how to podcast in a direct message reply. How hard can it be? My videos are only 1 minute long or 2 minutes long. They want to know how I make my animations because they are so simple. You do stuff in Photoshop so fast. Can you just do my graphics for me since it's so easy for you? I can set up a podcast and a website before breakfast, but it's not because it's easy. It's because I've put in more time in learning and I create ungodly amounts of content. I am improving and progressing. I am doing what is required to be relevant online. Are you? Things do get easier if you're willing to put in the time, and your business will benefit. The 30-second video that I made that inspired today's rant and episode was actually not planned. It was quite easy for me to make. It only took about 30 minutes, and I made it in the morning before breakfast because I needed some content to upload. But the footage was from the day before, where I spent 6 to 8 hours on a Sunday morning through the afternoon for a video project that was a total failure. Nobody saw the frustrating part. But the reason I was able to make that video on the fly in the morning by repurposing unusable content was because I practice and I'm consistent. I create something every day because it pushes me in a way that is making me leaps and bounds better in everything that I want to do for the rest of my life and in my business. And while I am struggling right now for time and money and it's anything but easy, I know that this persistence and patience and diligence is going to pay off. There are so many days I do not feel like making a video or creating a podcast episode, but I am not pushing myself for others to pat me on the back for working so hard. I am doing this because I believe the world is changing fast and right before our eyes, and the opportunities are limitless for those who are ready and willing to play in the big leagues and adapt and evolve and transition to the new technologies that are on the horizon and the new ways of doing online business. But if you are trying to build a brand or an online platform and you are not preparing and practicing the basics and the fundamentals, which are currently social media content, podcasting, videos, writing articles, books, tomorrow it could be augmented reality. We don't know. But if you are turning a blind eye because creating content or learning new tech and skills is too time-consuming or too hard, you are going to blink and wake up way too far behind to catch up. So the purpose of this episode, start small, start now. Do not compare yourself to what other people that are ahead of you. You have to do your own thing. Start a podcast, update your social media channels, learn the online habits of your target audience and create for them in your voice. Share your story so people can connect with you. The internet, content creation, storytelling through multiple mediums. It's not a passing fad. The changes are going to start coming faster and faster. So like Wayne Gretzky, you have to skate towards the puck, not where it currently is. And if you are really far behind, you need to get it in gear. The easy button does not exist. Remember that. Luck happens, but it is never the reason people achieve long-term success, which is what we ultimately want, isn't it? creating the life you want. You really didn't think it would be easy, did you? But don't you think it's worth the effort? Those at the top of the mountain didn't fall there. Keep going. Email me anytime, mike@mikemurphy.co, with questions, comments, feedback, or if you need one-on-one consulting, I am here for you. Show notes for today. They are located at mikemurphy.co/EP145. I thank you for joining me today. I hope you join my one-man band, and together we can learn, create, and move forward. Cheers.